What's going on, everyone? John and Audrey here, back again with podcast
Yeah,
number 41.
you did me dirty.
It's June 1st, Audrey. I know, my bad. I just couldn't resist. Like, once I seen you, Audrey's not
hmm
professional. She's just on her phone for the.
Hey, I'm on break, man.
You're on break?
I was on break. I was on before I head to the studio. I was taking my break. I should have the little thing on that they put on the actors. Their little when they're getting their makeup done, they put like a little sheet.
Yeah.
They're like, "All right, take 5,
Getting
bro."
your- You're in hair and makeup right now.
Yeah, you're smoking a cigarette. You're like,
Smoking a cig. Hey, real quick. Do you like? Have you ever guys? You guys like? You guys. I got distracted by the comment.
yeah,
But you're supposed to put it on private, remember?
I did, but you can still see it. It pops
Really?
up.
Oh,
Well, no, like I don't see the actual comment, but it says 1, so it's showing me that we have 8 comments.
that doesn't happen to me.
For real?
Yeah, I put it on private chat and I don't see anything.
Oh, for me it was kind of like bing. Anyways,
But anyways, do you like cigarettes now? You've never been a big smoker of cigarettes? Just
no, yeah, I did smoke. I started smoking when I was
5.
15. No, I want to say I was like 15, and I went through like a little like smoking phase.
Is it because like you thought it was cool? Your friends did it. Your circle of friends did it.
No, actually, it's really funny
Which-
because none of my friends smoke. None of my close friends that I would hang out with at that time smoked. If anything, they were just drinkers. People would just drink all the time. But no, for some, I don't even know how or why I decided that I was just gonna start smoking. And I remember I bought. I had my friend buy me a pack of cigarettes. They were these like they have like a Native American design on them. I forget what they're called.
Oh yeah. I think I know what they're talking about.
Like hipsters smoke it now. I think that's what I've heard. That's like the cig.
What's it called?
I forget what it's
You
called.
said Red Apples or Red Apple, like the Quentin Tarantino universe one.
Yeah. But yeah, those were my cigs of choice. And then after that, I started smoking the menthols.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
They're like this blue Marlboro. I can't talk.
Marble Light.
Yeah, they're in the blue pack.
Say
They're
desensitized.
Dude,
Desensitized.
stop fucking with me. I can't talk today. Yeah, so I would smoke those, but those are terrible for your lungs. I actually learned. Well, I mean, obviously all
Like smoking overall, but
yeah,
especially
all
those.
smoking is bad for you. But menthols are especially worse because I guess they like crystallize your lungs. Because it's
Except weed. I'm just kidding.
that's what they say. But dude, honestly, I feel like I shouldn't even be saying this, but I feel like my lungs, like it affects your lungs even if you smoke weed. Like I noticed that, like I can totally tell the difference.
Like if you go for a run, you're out of breath quicker or something, or
Yeah, for sure. And I remember I had an aunt, and she was a heavy smoker, and she told me, she's like, when you're smoking, you don't think it's affecting you. She's like, but then when you're my age, you're like coughing up your lung, and I'm like, fuck, dude.
yeah.
So I think that if in the future I want to invest in like a volcano, the ones that turn the weed into like a vape,
Yeah.
because I feel like that would be a lot easier on my lungs.
Or edibles.
Or that, but I don't really like edibles. I think they fuck me up in a weird way. It's not even
Way
like
too much.
it's not that they fuck me up too much. I just feel weird and I don't like it. It's not like the regular high that I typically get. This is
I feel you.
I shouldn't be saying this, but I mean, if anyone that follows me, all right, you guys know now. But yeah, so I think I should invest in more of a cleaner way to
More healthier way.
Yeah, it just sounds wrong, doesn't it?
So anyways, guys, moving on. No, for anybody who's watching this on the replay or joining us live, like me and Audrey were discussing, for the first part of the show, I guess if you want to call that, we're not going to be really addressing comments other than that first one we got. I kind of stumbled over it. Like I read it and I was trying to tell you what I wanted to tell you at the same time. Like I couldn't multitask.
I saw it in your brain. You were kind of like struggling, like you got
My
stuck.
brain tripped.
Like
Just
you
like,
were in a video game and you got stuck. You were like,
but no, I know that's totally what happens, and that's what happens like normally with me too. Um, but yeah, something that me and Audrey wanted to talk about. Obviously, we can't really, tippy toe around it. It's kind of like a big elephant around in the room, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what happened? I believe it was like last Monday. I'm not sure really what happened when it happened, but it was last week definitely. Um, obviously, I'm not gonna say death. I'm just say like the murder of George Floyd and everything that's been happening, the protests and the riots and all that stuff. Obviously, if you live in North America and in the U.S., it's kind of just taking over everything, But we wanted to address it in the only way we know how is talk about movies um, that not only deal with that kind of like racism and stuff like that, but just kind of with like black directors and stuff like that in that whole subject.
Mm-hmm.
I guess in like sort of celebration or something.
Yeah.
Audrey, would you say that or something?
Or something.
Or
Yeah,
something.
I feel like yeah, it definitely has to be addressed. I understand that it's everywhere right now. It's everything people are reading and seeing, and it's just everywhere. And with good reason. I mean,
Yeah.
it deserves it, But yeah, I think for me, when I was thinking about it, it was so funny because the first thing that would pop into my head were either scenes from a movie or lyrics from a song. And I think that just shows the impact that art has, any kind of
Mhm.
art, whether it be, painting, drawing, whatever you want to call it, any kind of art has an impact on people. And I think that's one of the best ways to get through to people sometimes because
Yeah.
it just leaves you like with an impact that'll just stay with you forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we talked about the show, I thought that what better way was than to just kind of reflect on movies that have made an impact with us throughout the years that deal with the issues that we're facing today. Um, because yeah, there's so many to. I mean, shit. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was like, man, so many movies come to my
Yeah.
mind. So many great movies, you know some that don't really get much attention and some that do, some that are very popular and have won awards, but yeah, it's definitely very sad. And I was thinking about you because you're in LA, well, in California,
Yeah.
and I know over there stuff gets like crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
So have you really like seen anything that's been happening in your neck of the woods or
Not really like in around Ontario, but I know that there was protests in Rancho,
mm,
Cucamonga, and Pomona as well, and obviously in LA. And it's something that I kind of wanted to do, to be perfectly honest. But I kind of, I don't know. I want to play it safe at the same time, but I do want to be part of that.
you do want
Um,
to do your share, right?
like I want to do my share, instead of
Mhm.
just like, sharing pictures
Mhm.
and links and stuff like that, which is important too, like do what you can, um, but yeah, and so I haven't seen anything like, with my own eyes, like outside and stuff. I just kind of
Mhm.
been here in quarantine, but
Yeah. Which is also funny to me because I'm like, people just obviously forgot we were in the middle of a pandemic. I thought we were gonna, you know,
yeah,
like,
no,
it's crazy to me. I'm like, I feel like COVID kind of just took a backseat.
yeah, I
And
seen something online where like COVID is like, oh, they said COVID is really confused right now.
yeah,
It's like what
it's
the
like,
heck? Like I thought,
okay. I thought I was the one, yeah, that was doing all the damage. Yeah, I know. It's been, I mean, it's been nuts. The stuff that I've been seeing, I'm like, man, it's crazy to me. Like, it basically looks like a mirror of what happened in 92 was when the Rodney King
oh
riots
yeah.
happened. It's like, if you look at it side by side, you're like, wow, that's nuts. Which is
Like in some
92.
cases, you can be like, oh, this is a picture from then and now, and it's like the opposite. Like no, that actually was a picture from like yesterday or something. It's like
Yeah.
history repeating itself.
Yeah. And it's crazy to think that 92, which is the year that I was born. So it's been a while.
We were born.
Okay.
Nah,
Oh
just
yeah,
kidding.
you were born in 92. I don't know why. For some reason, I always think you were born in 91. I don't know why. I always think that you're born.
Thanks for Audrey for telling me I look older in a not so
No, for
obvious
some
way.
reason, it just rings better. Like John was born in 91. I don't know. It's just
Like
weird.
I'm older than you, but really you are.
I am, huh?
By a few months,
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
brought into
So
this world,
you have to
this hectic
respect
world.
your
Your elders,
seniors, your elders. Yeah,
your seniors.
your seniors, your elders, people that are older than you. But yeah. So and for me, I mean, we both follow each other on social media,
Yeah.
and I've been really quiet about this. Like I
Mhm.
haven't posted anything related to this. And I've been seeing a trend. A lot of people have been saying that if you're silent, you're being basically on the side of your
The part of
president.
the problem or something like that, or
Yeah. And for me, I'm like, man, that's not even close to being real. It's really,
yeah,
really far from the truth for me because for me, I'm the type of person that I need to take a step. Like I need to take a minute. Like when all this happened and I saw the video, I was like, what? And for me,
yeah,
I have to take a minute to let it sink in and I have to take a minute to process it before I just start just going off and like just like
yeah.
just putting it all over. You know what I mean? And I think people have taken that the wrong way. I'm not speaking for everyone. I'm just speaking for myself. People have taken that the wrong way. That like, oh, you're not saying anything, and it's. But like I said, for me, I have my own way of dealing with things and my own way of processing things.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what I've been doing. I've just been taking a minute to like just I'm trying to wrap my head around everything that's happening.
It's like
But
just when you started doing that with COVID, this happens.
right?
Like
Yeah, like I was like, hold on, wait a minute, stop.
one pandemic at a time.
I'm calling timeout. I'm calling timeout. Just kidding. But no, yeah, it's really sad to see everything that's happening. And I mean, even watching the video for me, I was like, fuck, dude. Like, it's just, I have no words. It's devastating to me because it's like seeing a murder. It's not a movie. It's not anything. It's real life. And it's a murder happening right in front of your eyes. And
Yeah,
what's more devastating is that you have evidence, clear evidence, and these people still can't bring the people that were guilty of that murder, to justice.
yeah.
That's what's most appalling to me. You know what I mean? But yeah. So I've been talking a lot. What are your what are your thoughts?
No, I'm right there with you about like being silent. So like, I seen something about that like it's on the other side of the coin. Like it says, oh, like if you're staying silent, it means doesn't mean that you're a part of problems. Like I forgot what it meant, but a lot of people like you said are just like having to process this are kind of just like, hey, like what the heck, like like people deal with stuff on in their own way,
Mm-hmm.
and just because you haven't posted anything or something like doesn't mean like it doesn't have to be like people discouraging you from like, hey, like you're not you know part of the solution or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it sucks obviously everything that's going on. um and it's almost like gotten to the point where this is like, I guess, normalcy, where it's just like, another day and this happens, but I think now this it's gotten to the point where it's just like the tippy point,
Mm.
and you see that in all the protests and the riots and the looting and all that stuff, where it's just like people, I guess, just had enough and stuff like that. And again, I don't want to get like too political about it, too much into it and stuff like that, but
Oh yeah, because we could get into it.
yeah.
And it'll just become a thing. But yeah, I agree that it's crazy and the people of America right now are very pissed off and they just want to see justice. They're
Yeah,
hurt. They're very hurt and it's like you said, it's like when you just like constantly are picking at someone, you're just nagging at them, and at first they're like, all right, you know what, it's cool, and then that one that just sets them off. And I feel like that's what happened with America. Like, they just were like, you know what, we've had enough,
Yeah.
and it just turned into this whole thing. But yeah, I agree. I don't think like, I don't want to get too political either about it, but overall, I think what we both are trying to say is that we both felt the sadness, and we were both really sad about the life that was lost in a very senseless act that shouldn't have happened, And I think that's basically what it boils down to, is that the human in you, like, if you watch that video and the actual human side of you isn't sad or upset over what happened, then you need to check your humanity, because it's
And
just,
that's when you're part of the problem,
yeah, like, you just need to check your humanity at that point, because it's like, it's just a human that was murdered, and he was just like you and me, everyone. And I think that's what makes it just so devastating, that he was taken away like that. But yeah.
And I think it comes down to the way you said. It's just like he was just like you and me, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like plain and simple. Like, everybody on this earth is human, and we are no different from one another. No border is going to change that. No religion is going to change that. Like, nothing of that, is going to change that. We're all one and the same. We're all on this planet. We're all trying to live a happy, normal life. We don't need to be treated like that, And it sucks to see that, like, in America, and like, again, we could get too much into it. But this has been happening for like decades upon decades, if not even like centuries,
Mhm.
And we just, like, again, like I'm saying, everybody just wants to live a peaceful life, not be scared of our own police who are supposed to serve us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And we just want a system that works for justice and for equality and everything like that. And it just doesn't seem like it's doing that. So, but yeah, we can go on and on, but
We can get into it. But it's like a very it's just
it's
such
like
a
we wanted to do this to kind of take your mind off it as well and talk about movies.
yeah.
So, like, again, if you guys are joining us, there's like 5 or 6 people in here now. We're gonna just kind of go off our topic, which is just talking about movies. I guess, again, dealing with that subject matter, just overall, just kind of like remind us, and kind of in some way, shape, or form, give us hope, and kind
Mhm.
of reflect our society, and kind of, again, like you said, art that kind of makes us think, and kind of um, just makes us, stay in that moment, like, okay, like, maybe, like,
There's
just like
nothing
kind
more
of it impacts you,
Yeah,
in
there's
the right
nothing
way, good
more
way.
there's nothing more powerful than that, I feel, because even when I online, what hits me the most is when I see pictures of people that are out there right now, and you just see like the humanity behind it, and that's honestly what just hits you. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like art, whether it be photography or a film, music, anything, a poem, sometimes it just hits you, and you're like, what the heck? you know
Yeah.
and sometimes that's what people need. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes I'm too much of a hippie at heart, because I'm much more a lover than a fighter.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm all about the
That's not
elite.
what Ben told me. No, I'm just kidding.
He's like, damn, you should see her when she gets mad. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. She's a
um
little Hulk. Audrey's a little Hulk too.
I know. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, we all have that in us, which is interesting, which I was wanting to talk about that later, but hopefully I don't forget. Um, but I forgot where I was gonna go. I lost my train of thought.
Too many thoughts for Audrey. You're reading the comments, huh? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not. I'm not. But for me, I just thought, like, when I saw the protests and all that, I told Ben, actually, I was like, the one movie that popped into my head for some reason, that impacted me a lot, was American Me. I think you've seen it, right?
Nope.
Oh, it's with Edward James Olmos.
Yeah, I think I've seen it, but a long time ago, and I don't remember it. But that's one that obviously like a lot of people talk about, and I have to see. You know.
Oh yeah, I definitely recommend it for you to watch it. But I remember my dad sat me down and made me watch that movie, and he's like, "What you're gonna see is hard." Because I was young. I was young. I was a kid. I was probably like 10, 11. And he
Yeah.
told me, he's like, "What you're
So
gonna see
2 years
is."
ago.
I was a child. But he told me, he was like, "What you're gonna see is gonna be hard for you, and it's gonna be even more hard for you." He's like, "Because it's against people that look like me and you, and it's against people that look like people that you know, people in our family." And it's
Yeah.
true. It's true. Man, that movie hit me so hard, and it's funny because you wouldn't think it would, but it did. And it's one of my favorite movies to this day.
Yeah.
Because it deals
Wow.
with, like, it shows in the beginning the Zoot Suit riots and all that happened. And man, it's just so hard to watch people being degraded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for some reason, that just kept popping into my head. And I think it just had to do with, like, I was thinking if that was someone that meant, like, George Floyd was someone like a dad, he was a son, you know, he was a brother. And I'm thinking you would feel so much hate, you know? And
Yeah.
that's basically what that movie is about. But I mean, obviously, there's more to it. But
Yeah.
that scene in general in the beginning just always gets me. Um, but yeah, that's one of the movies that has really been in my head, and I highly suggest you watch it. If there's any time to watch it, it's probably right now.
Right now. Yeah.
But
There's also like something. Well, my brother started watching Fresh Prince of Bel Air since it's on HBO Max, and literally, one of the days, I think that the riots were going. I think it was like Friday or Saturday. He ended up watching this episode of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, where it kind of deals with that same thing, like of injustice and kind of just because people are a different color and stuff like that, they got kind of wrongly convicted and stuff. And it
mhm,
was pretty cool. It was cool to see James Avery, who plays Uncle Phil, kind of go off on the cop like that.
mhm.
But yeah, for
I
me, it's like
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. For me, one that came to mind right now is because it was recent and it was one of my favorite movies of last year. Is Queen and Slim.
Oh yeah,
Um, I don't know. Did you see that movie or not?
I haven't seen it yet. No, but I heard it was really really good.
Yeah, and I was lucky to go to an early screening and actually got a shirt from like the main poster, but it was just a picture, like no, fonts or anything like that. And it was really cool. It was one of my favorite shirts. But the guy in me, I think mistakenly put it. I think it was either
You
like a red
shrunk it.
sock. No, it turned like white pink,
Hey
and
man,
I
that's
was
okay.
so bummed out.
That's okay. You can still rock it, man. It's
It
like
was
tie
it
dye.
was it was my towel. There you go. It was like a freshly new towel, and you know how you have to wash it to kind of get all those little lints and stuff. And I don't know why I don't know, but anyways,
Damn, dude, you
I think
fucked
you're right.
up.
I should still just rock it, like a
Yeah,
unique
fuck it.
color.
I'm telling
But
you.
but that movie came to mind in the sense of like what happens in the beginning with those two characters, and how it's kind of like a modern day Bonnie and Clyde.
Mhm.
And they just go on off an adventure, but it's also a love story, so that's why I really like what I really like about it, and that's some of that aspect is what really got to me, and also the fact that it was kind of like a movie about the justice system and how it's wrong and just like racism and all that stuff just added to it. And I love those movies because again, like that's what's needed, and the kind of to bring awareness to a lot of people and stuff.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I just like a lot of those movies like about perseverance and stuff like that, and kind of just staying strong and like really like get to me, like really like damn, like I love this movie because of all the stuff that it's saying and stuff. So I've seen a lot of things about the movie that like people didn't really like it, and I will agree that it's not the best movie out there. Obviously, it won't compare to like Oscar winners and stuff, but I just really really enjoyed it. Um, damn, I'm forgetting the actor's name. He came out in Get Out.
I know
Daniel
exactly who
Kaluuya.
he is.
Daniel Kaluuya, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. He again. I just think he's an awesome actor. He's in it, and just I don't know. I guess it's a little bit of a personal movie for me too. So I highly
Mm-hmm.
recommend it. Again, that's something that came to mind because this still was recent.
Yeah.
Um, but also one that I haven't seen, and I think pretty sure you've seen it. That a lot of people are using on social media and stuff like that is "Do the Right Thing" by Spike Lee. I don't know if you've seen
Oh
it.
no, I actually haven't seen that one. I've been seeing it circulating around, and I definitely put it on my list of movies to watch.
Yeah,
But no, I haven't seen it. Um, but yeah.
but everything Spike does, I think, has a he does it for a reason. You know, he's not just going to make a
Hmm.
movie just to make money and stuff. He's one of those directors, writers that um, right away you know it's a movie that he's doing. You know, and he has a voice and stuff like that. So that's why everybody loves him for the right reason too. But a more recent Spike Lee movie is the Black Klansman.
Uh huh. Yeah.
That one was just such a joy to the way he made it, the way he wrote it, and everything like that. It was such a great
Hmm.
movie. Did you see it
I did watch it. Yeah.
with John David Washington and Adam Driver?
Hmm.
And both of them are just so good together. I love Adam Driver and everything he does, you know.
Yeah.
And also John David Washington, cool to see, you know, him following his dad's footsteps and stuff like that. Um, but again, like I just really like just the writing and just the way it was filmed, just a lot of things about it. I just really enjoyed it. Um, and it's a cool story. You know, it's kind of like
Yeah.
like done and said in a unique way that like other movies like that haven't. So praise to that movie. I don't
Hmm.
know if you wanted to add anything about that one.
No, I mean, I agree. I enjoyed it a lot when I watched it, and like you said, I think the way he did it was to make it to appeal to most people. Like, everyone can kind of just enjoy it. Um, but yeah, I agree. We've had some good ones over the years. Well, we also had, Get Out, which kind of deals
Yeah,
with like that, too, in a different way.
yeah, and Jordan Peele's. That's I'm glad you brought that up because there's some movies that I think about that are pretty much about the same thing about like racism and like just because they're different, doesn't make them like human. So it's kind of like the same story, So yeah, you're definitely right. Like Get Out's definitely one like that. Jordan
Mhm.
Peele came out of the gates directing something like I want to say layered. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't really like. I don't know for whatever reason don't like his efforts and stuff, but I
Yeah.
really appreciate him. I really appreciate Get Out and even us. Even though for me, um, I said us was overhyped, but
Yeah,
I don't know, like something about it, Audrey. Like just like it's right here, a poster of it. Like something about it just didn't lead. Like I saw it in theaters like 4 or 5 times. I don't know if you know that.
What?
Yeah, like with
I
with
had
different
no
people,
idea.
but it's just I don't know. Like I thought it was overrated. Like I'm not trying to like I'm not saying it sucks or anything. I think I
Yeah.
gave it a 8.5 out of 10. But
Wow.
just I don't know. Like something about it stayed with me.
Mhm. No,
And
yeah.
then just over time, I really appreciate it. Again, I don't think it's a game changer, and I still like Get Out more. But I don't know, something about it, like it's special to me. I don't know, like
That's interesting. That's interesting that you say that. Because yeah, I was probably one of the people that didn't enjoy Us as much as I wanted to. Like I really wanted to like it. I was like super hyped for it. And I
yeah,
really, really, really wanted to like it. And for some reason didn't it didn't land for me. But I mean, hey, I mean, if it left an impression on you, it was for a reason. You probably took something from it that I didn't or that I missed.
yeah,
But I think it's a movie that I definitely want to rewatch because I'm feeling maybe sometimes that happens. I only
mhm,
watched it the one time in the theaters and that was it. You watched it
mhm,
5 times,
yeah,
so that's definitely you definitely got something from it. Um, but yeah, I think a lot of movies have been coming out with that narrative. There was also the other one that was really bizarre. What was it called? Oh my god.
sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you. Yeah, that one. I was like,
That's
I
one
know
that I
it's
was like gonna put it in my list, but I didn't know, like, does it really like deal with anything
It's
like that? But
just
in a way,
really
it does.
it does. It definitely does in a way, and I think that it was just a very bizarre take on it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I definitely do want to watch it again
Yeah,
because I remember the first time that I watched it, I was like, "What the heck?" Like I was expecting something completely different. It was one of those
yeah.
movies where you're just like,
You
"What?"
thought it was gonna go one way, and
Yeah,
like it twists and turns into a way you didn't think it was possible. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, wait, what the
You're
fuck?
like,
Like,
"Wait." I was like, "What?" Like it took me a minute to kind of just be like, "Okay, this is weird and bizarre." But you know what? I've seen weird shit, and but but yeah. Um, and then thinking back about, there's so many older movies. I wanted to talk about one from our childhood
mhm,
that probably a lot of people our age really enjoy and love, and
yeah,
that's Remember the Titans. That movie,
yeah.
I remember I've watched it so many times, and that movie I think is really, I don't want to say underrated, but it's like not really held in like a very high regard. Like it's, I think for people like I said in our age group, yeah, they love it because we grew up with it. But
It was played in class like several times.
well, I didn't go to school, so it was played in class. Like they did show it to you guys in
Yeah,
school.
I remember, like, not like to study or anything, but it was just like one of those movies. Like, hey, it's movie day. We'll put on this
Oh,
one.
okay.
But it's weird because I remember watching it in class, but I don't remember the movie a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one that I've seen,
Oh.
but I gotta rewatch it to kind of like, okay, now to like remember it in recent memory. Like,
Oh, so it's not a movie that you've rewatched a lot.
when I was a kid, yeah, not like a kid, but I think like middle school, even like early high school too.
Yeah.
And I just killed a spider.
Oh my god, what?
It was like I felt something on my leg, but it didn't feel like it was a spider. I just felt something, and I just like kind of like, I
What
guess,
kind of a spider?
I don't know. It
Oh
was
my
like
god.
brownish. It
Oy.
was. I don't. I just like dropped it somewhere. But like I touched it where I felt something was on my leg, and like when I touched it, I guess like I killed it because I just saw it on my like smithered like all over my.
Oh, maybe it
What the heck?
was
I
it
don't
big?
know. Nah,
Oh, okay.
that's,
All right, people. John
that's
has a
like most of
spider in
my.
his studio. I hope it wasn't like it
I don't
didn't
think
bite,
I got bit or anything. I think it was just like chilling or something. But
man.
anyways, that was bizarre. That was kind of like weird. I didn't expect that.
Dude, the other day my cousin, she lives like in the boondocks, like in the middle of nowhere, and she sent me a picture. She's like, "Look at what I found in my makeup bag." And it's a picture of a scorpion, like this
Oh
big.
damn! It was
And
just
I was
chilling.
like, yeah,
How did it get in her makeup bag?
dude, she lives like, she deals with scorpions all the time. Like she'll tell me, "Oh yeah, I killed a scorpion," and I'm just like, dude, you have some balls, because would have, I would have been
Man,
like, nope, we're
fast.
moving. I would have been like, nope, I'm moving.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a huge, huge scorpion, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, you're so lucky, because I told her, I was like, imagine if you just like put your hand in there, because I mean, I do that all the time. I don't even think twice about it. I just look and I grab whatever I need. And I was like, imagine if she would have just been like that and just pulled out. Oh my god, no.
Like it would have like, hit her with her
Yeah.
stinger and just.
Oh,
Are they poisonous or just some of them or?
I
I
mean,
think like they are poisonous.
I want to say that they're pretty much all poisonous. I don't know if some are more deadly than others, maybe, but
Coming
I
from a Scorpio, I don't know a lot about scorpions.
I know. I'm like, you're a Scorpio. I thought you should know.
Yeah, they're poisonous. We're poisonous.
Yeah, just don't fuck with us. But anyways, well, that's interesting. I thought I guess I've rewatched that movie so many times.
Yeah,
Because
Ryan Gosling is in there, right?
a young Ryan Gosling, yes.
It's funny.
It's just a great, yeah, it's a great movie. And Denzel Washington, he just does an amazing job too. And this other actor, he came out in Armageddon. I'm forgetting his name.
Bill
Uh,
Paxton,
no,
Bill Pullman. Damn,
he plays
he's
in
like kind of
Armageddon.
bald, right?
Yeah, he's
Or
a blonde guy. Fuck, I'm just gonna look it up. I can't remember his
blonde guy.
name.
You want me to vamp while you look it up or something?
Well, it's because I haven't seen him in much since
He was
then.
a blonde guy. Steve Buscemi.
Will Patton.
Will Patton. See, there you go. Yeah, it's the guy that I was thinking about, and I remember seeing him there. That's why I was like, fuck, it's him. That guy's underrated in the sense of like he's came out in a lot of stuff, but always like supporting. And now he's really enjoyed him. I wonder what he's doing now. Hopefully he's good.
Oh, and Ryan Hurst, yeah, he came out in Sons of Anarchy, and I loved him in Sons of Anarchy. He plays also one of the guys in that too. But yeah,
That show still on my watch list.
Oh, that's Sons a great show, dude. It's really,
I
really
seen like the first season when it first came out, and then I just like I don't know, I didn't watch. Oh, no, yeah, I think I didn't have cable.
I love that show. It's a brutal show to watch. It's really brutal, but it's a really good show. I love what's her name, Bundy.
Kathy Siegel, something like that, or
yeah, she does a
Catherine
great job.
Siegel.
She does a really good job in that.
I always found her hot since she's just a Married with Children.
She's a force to be reckoned with in that movie. I'm like, damn. But yeah, it's a great show.
She's also in Lost. She comes out in Lost.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's John Locke's love interest, Susan, I think.
I didn't know that.
Yep. A lot of people come out and Lost like, oh crap, like I didn't know like she came out or he came out. But I want to take a quick detour because we mentioned Ryan Gosling and to kind of talk about something that's recent. I don't know if it's still rumored or it was confirmed that he's going to be in the werewolf film for Universal. I don't know. I don't think it's Blumhouse, but yeah, Universal. So we get to see more of Ryan Gosling, hopefully with his shirt off, going all werewolf and stuff. Any thoughts on that?
That'd be cool. I mean, I think he'd play a great wolfman. I think he'd be really good at that.
You just want to see him with his shirt off.
I just want to see more Ryan Gosling. I just love it. He has such an endearing face. I don't know what it is about him. Like even in Drive, like I just want to give him a hug, even though he's
supposed to want to love him.
You just want to give him a hug. Like you just want to be like, oh, come here. He's got a really, really. I feel like he has a good spirit. What do you think about him? And I know this is completely like off topic, but do you think him and Eva Mendes make a good match? I never in a million years would have put them together for some reason. I don't know why.
Me either. I would have never thought of that. Like
they're just
knowing that how hot I thought she was, and I think she still is. I'm glad for them. I think they met during filming The Place Beyond the Pines, right? Yeah. And I haven't seen that film and I own it, but I really should.
That movie was really interesting too. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, I heard that was like really good. It also has Rocket Raccoon, Bradley Cooper. I don't know why. I don't know why that's the first thing I think about when I think about Bradley Cooper. That's pretty cool.
He just became Rocket. Like I was rewatching the Guardians of the Galaxy and I was like, damn, Bradley Cooper did just such a great job playing Rocket. Like man, I couldn't picture anyone else with Rocket doing his voice. No one.
And just like him overall, the character, like he's has a lot to do, surprisingly. And then in Endgame and Infinity War, like he's like one of the survivors. And again, like he in the first Infinity War, he talks to Thor. He has that one-on-one, and like, and then in Endgame, he has that whole adventure with Thor and stuff. Like, I don't think he gets enough credit.
No, not at all.
He's so cool. Like I really love that character.
I mean, in Guardians, he's the one that's always saving them out of everything. Yeah. He's always the one that's like blowing shit up and has all the fucking gadgets.
Oh yeah, he's the one that broke them out of the prison, right? He like got he made the plan, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna need that eye or something or that leg.
He's like the mastermind behind it all. Which I love because that's just saying that size doesn't matter. It's how you use your brain. Because
you hear that, gentlemen? Size as
long as you use your brain, yeah. It's like you just gotta know. You just gotta know. But yeah, he's great. I love him. But
going back to our topic here.
Yeah, redirecting. There was another movie that I wanted to talk about. Oh no, well I was just gonna say. So yesterday I made Ben watch this movie called Life is Beautiful. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No, but I heard it. It's like one of those movies like that would fucking like kill you, right, or something like.
Yeah.
What is it about?
Quick, without spoiling. Yeah, it's about the whole Nazi situation overthrowing Italy. But yeah, it's an Italian film and it stars Robert I want to say you pronounce it Benini. I don't know.
Benzino.
But he actually won Best Actor, I believe, for that movie, and he also directed it.
Oh,
But
really? What the heck?
yeah, yeah, and that movie
Interesting.
also won, I think, another award. I was trying to remember. I don't know if it was for like the best film score or something like that. Something about the sound. But anyways, that's another movie that has always stuck with me throughout my whole entire life. I watched it
Yeah,
very young. And Ben was like, "What kind of a kid are you?" He's like, "Why were you a child watching foreign movies?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "How?" And I told
yeah,
him, "I don't know." I was like, "I just remember watching it when I was really young, and I don't know." But he watched it, and at the end, he was like, "I hate you for making me watch that movie." He's like, "But I love you too." He's like, "Because it's a great movie, but it's also just a very sad movie." But
yeah.
but yeah, that's just another movie that just shows you the injustice, and it's just, but also his character, his whole thing. It's also kind of like a comedy because he brings a lot of comedy to the movie because that's his
Yeah,
whole thing. Like himself as a character, he's just a guy that's very slick. Like he's ballsy. He uses
yeah.
comedy. Like he's just a funny, loving guy that obviously goes through this horrible time. But yeah, it's one of those movies it's really always high on my list that I recommend to people.
I
I
gotta
think,
check it out. I've heard a
yeah,
lot of good things about it.
I think you would definitely enjoy it. People always get it confused with It's a Beautiful Life.
No, no, that one's like more like Christmassy,
Yeah,
right?
that's Christmas. Cause yeah, every time I tell people, they're like, "Oh yeah, about that guy that gets like amnesia or something," and I'm like, "No, dude, it's a totally different movie." But yeah, you should definitely watch it for sure.
It
Uh,
sounds a lot like 12 Years a Slave, where I watched it and I really, really loved it. And I just like I don't think I'll watch it again because it was like a hard movie to watch.
mhm.
I think last time we talked about this movie, you haven't seen it,
Yeah,
huh?
I still haven't seen that movie. I'm not gonna lie. But I do wanna watch it because I know also it was really, really good. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's just one of those movies that has, slipped under the radar for me, and I just haven't brought myself to watch it, but I do definitely think I have to watch that.
yeah. It's definitely like again like one of those stories. And obviously it's still relevant today, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just performance wise, just the way it was shot. I think Steve McQueen did that. I think that's his name, Steve McQueen. Or am I thinking about like?
Are you thinking about the design? Oh, no. No, yeah, it is Steve McQueen.
Did you look it up?
Uh,
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I'm
What am
like,
I? Because that's gonna bother me. All right, I'm pretty sure I do have it right, but yeah,
yeah.
Steve McQueen. For some reason, I just think about like the car from Cars, Lightning McQueen or something, and then like that old school actor.
Yeah.
But but yeah, he directed it, and yeah, I think Chiwetel Ejiofor was up for best actor. I think Lupita Nyong'o won too for best supporting actress or something. But yeah, it's like one of those films again recently that I watched. I don't think I own it actually, but again, it's
Which
like fuck, like I
one?
want to own it, but it's like, do I really want to watch it again?
You
Like
know
it's
what?
just hard film to watch.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking about that, just really quick, I've been watching a lot of those Criterion Closet things where they take like directors or producers, actors, whatever, into the Criterion Closet, and they just let them pick out whatever they want, supposedly to
Yeah.
take home. Um, and I think it was. I don't remember who it was. It was the last one that I was watching, and he said something. He was like, the movie person inside me, the cinephile inside of me just wants to take everything. He's like, now I've limited to just taking movies that I will rewatch.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's definitely what I try to do because I have movies that I'm like, am I really gonna watch this movie again? Because it's great, it's either a great movie or whatever. I really liked it, but it's not necessarily a movie that you can rewatch.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you have movies like that, like you just said, that you've watched and you're like, okay, I watched it once and I'll never watch it again. But you know, the
The
person,
Schindler's List.
you know what I've seen, I've rewatched Schindler's List at least, I want to say 2 times. So I think I can rewatch that one. It's hard to watch. It's a very sad movie, but I still
Yeah.
will.
That's
rewatch
another
it.
one that's like relevant too, but with the different, obviously, like with what happened with the Jews and stuff like that, and the Nazis and all that. Um, yeah, I was just saying, like, that's one that I watched recently, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, damn, like this was good, and I know why it's held in such regard, but um, it was like hard to watch, and it's like, damn, like, am I gonna really? Because it's a long movie, and I watched that and Shawshank Redemption back to back, and that was a
Ooh.
long marathon.
Oh,
but I watched
those
both of them, and I think Shawshank is one that I'll revisit.
those are two heavy hitters
I know it's another one of like,
for
fuck.
for that. Um, but yeah, I think that there's definitely a lot of movies, and one that is really interesting. Did you ever watch the Stanford Prison Experiment with
Yeah,
Ezra Miller?
that's
You did
another
watch
one that
it,
I don't think I'll rewatch, but I have it.
and you know what? So Ben was watching it, and I was like half watching it because it was late already, and I was trying to go to sleep, but I was like still kind of interested, so I was still
A lot
like
of
willing.
young actors in that movie. A lot of great young
Yeah.
actors.
Yeah, for sure. Like even like when I was watching it, the only one that I automatically recognized was Ezra. But then afterwards, I was like, "Hey, that guy's in it," you know?
Ty
Like they did.
Sheridan, I think.
Mhm.
Um, what's his Val Kilmer's son? Um, just a lot of people. Billy Crudup, Dr. Manhattan himself.
Yes, yeah,
Which he's
definitely.
a great actor too. I've seen him in a lot of things actually, like, surprisingly. And I
He's
haven't seen
great.
20th Century Woman.
Oh yeah, he's in that. He
He's
plays
in that too.
the dude. I love that movie. But anyways, yeah. So that movie was really interesting to me. I didn't finish watching it. I definitely probably would want to.
It's bizarre, especially because it's like true what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I started reading about it and I was like, the whole study, it's very, it almost feels like it's very complicated, but at the same time, it's not when you think about it. Cause I felt a little overwhelmed when I was like thinking about it. Like, I was like, okay, I think I'm making this too, I'm trying to make it more difficult for me. Cause I feel like the whole point of the experiment from him himself, the actual psychologist that did it,
Mhm.
he was basically just trying to see what would happen if you put people in positions of power, you know, what it does to their character and everything and to their mental state. And it's crazy. Like it was so crazy to me. I was like, damn, like the fact that they didn't even finish the experiment, like it just lasted
Yeah.
6 days. You're like, wow. And just seeing how the kids started acting, like the prisoners, how they started taking on that role, like they didn't
Yeah.
even know reality anymore. And that's what's so baffling to me, because I was like thinking, I was like, I mean, they were basically put in a box, and I feel like that's what made most of them feel like they were going crazy, is that they were literally in just a hallway, you know?
Yeah.
Like, well, prisoners, at least they get like yard time. You know what I mean? Or they can
Yeah.
go to the library and check out a book or something. I don't know. But for them, they were literally just stuck in this little like hallway, and I was like, damn, like that's gnarly. But it's definitely an interesting movie too, just involving the whole people being in power and
And it's
authoritative.
interesting, like, now that you're saying all this, like, it makes me think about, like, well, that experiment happened, and it kind of tells you that, like, a lot of people are not fit to be in those type of positions, and that leads to a lot of things going on right now, that a lot of people don't know when their power ends, you know?
Mm,
And, like, just because they're wearing a badge or something, like, it doesn't mean you can get away with certain things, you know?
yeah.
And now that think about it, like, damn, it's like a great reflector, like, in a different way, you know, of like what's
Mhm.
going on.
Yeah, because I think that's another thing, but that I was thinking about the whole situation with that cop. But yeah, like I said, that's for another time.
Yeah.
But that movie I definitely think is also very powerful. I definitely should rewatch it. It's interesting that you wouldn't want to rewatch it. Do you think it did something like to your psyche? Like did it make you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, it definitely made me feel uncomfortable. But again, a lot of times those are the movies that do, like, again, leave their like mark on you for a good reason. So I think, especially because I just thought about, like, Thomas Mann's in it too, another young actor. And he's probably like the same age as me, and I'm like, a young actor, you know. I just
Yeah, he's an up and coming actor.
no, but I definitely, like, I would rewatch it definitely because of the cast. But again, it's like made me uncomfortable. But like I said, a lot of movies that make you feel like that, like, make you think, and, like, you know, and all
Sometimes you
that
need
stuff.
to
So
feel uncomfortable. You know what I
Yeah, in a
mean?
good way, you know.
Yeah,
Hopefully, it
because
means that I'm human.
that brings another movie that is very controversial. I think it's
Dude, where's my
banned.
car? No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
it's super controversial. 300. I'm just kidding. That's a badass movie though.
Oh,
I love 300. No, but what I
you
was
don't like
gonna say,
Watchmen?
huh?
No, I'm just kidding. No.
What'd you say?
I was like, but you don't like Watchmen?
I know, but I like 300 because for some reason 300 was like what? Oh, I thought you
No, I
said
just thought of
something.
something. I'll say this. I'll say this after.
300 was like so visually striking for its time. Like I remember when I first saw it, I was like, "Whoa, nothing like this has ever been done."
Yeah,
And it just kind of was like the first movie that kind of set that tone. I don't know, but I don't know. I have it in my collection. I'm staring at it right now, and I was like, man, I guess I really do like that movie because I bought it.
it's
But
dope. I like it.
I don't think I've rewatched it a lot. I have watched it a couple of times, but
I
not a
haven't
lot.
seen the second one.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I haven't seen the second one.
Yeah, I watched. I
Has to
watched
do
the
with his
second one.
wife, right? With God damn it, that bitch from Game of Thrones. I'm only saying that because I didn't like her character, but she's an amazing actress. And
Who's
Lena
Cersei?
Headey, Cersei, yeah, she's the wife, no? I'm pretty
Yes.
sure.
I was thinking for some reason I don't know why I keep thinking about what's her name? Wow, we're just having a great time with names today, aren't we?
Yeah.
That other actress that looks like her. Ugh. Hold on, sorry, I have to look it up. My bad.
But yeah, I thought it was again, I'm not saying like, I'm just saying because I hated her in the show Game of Thrones. But
Yeah.
that's just a testament to, oh damn.
Ooh, you're getting a Amber Alert.
It was actually
Yeah, Lena Headey. Yeah, it's because I'm getting confused because Eva Green's in it too. So that's why I was like, wait, which one plays his
we have a curfew. City of Ontario curfew in effect of 6 p.m. tonight to 6 a.m.
You guys have been under curfew for a minute.
But now we officially got
Yeah,
like a warning.
so Ontario hadn't been
No,
on
I'm not gonna lie. I think I saw in the comments Fontana's under curfew, but yeah, here is under curfew now too. I think yesterday was just LA County, but now it's like all the. I guess it's come to that. But I think I've seen like stuff like protesters said like nah, like that's not like people are still like out and about,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I hope everyone is just
staying
man.
safe.
Yeah. But that's crazy, dude. Just stay indoors.
And that's
Yeah,
the thing.
because
Remember, I told you I wanted to go out there and do my part. It's like, damn, like, what if I get charged with something
or you get killed. I'm just kidding.
or worse? Like I get like
Yeah.
one of those rubber bullets or something.
Dude, those things are like huge. They're like this big. Well,
See,
from what
so
I
that
saw.
is big.
I went like this.
Nah.
Well, for a rubber bullet coming at me in the face, yes, it is big.
No, I know, and like there's a lot of pictures. Well, not
Wow,
laughing
I
at the
just
pictures,
really
but
I know.
a lot of pictures of like people like that have gotten shot like near their head, and it's just like a big old thing. Like, damn, like.
I saw
Oof.
some girl that she lost her eye. I believe
Oh
someone
man.
lost their eye. Yeah, so it's pretty intense. So yeah, but that's nuts that Ontario has a curfew for 6.
Yeah, 6 p.m. to 6
Damn, that's
a.m.
early, dude.
Yeah.
What if you gotta walk your dog or something, or like you gotta pick up your parents or your boyfriend or girlfriend from
So
work?
that curfew means that businesses have to close down at that time too?
I don't know. I don't know about the curfew. I'm assuming because I mean
Because if
they don't
it's a
want.
curfew, then nobody's supposed to be out at that time. So like, what's the
Yeah,
point of having your business open, right?
yeah. I just saw something that said that it was like if you had to be out for because you're like an essential, well then obviously they're gonna be
Yeah.
open. But if not, if you have no reason to be out, then you shouldn't be out. But
Damn.
yeah, that's nuts. I can't believe Ontario because Ontario is like just a smaller, chill, chill little city. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I forgot what we were talking about before this.
Something I don't remember. I mean, I didn't forget was when we mentioned Watchmen. Another great sort like TV shows that like with the whole Tulsa riots and stuff like that that I had no idea happened,
Oh
and that
yeah.
show brought me awareness to that, and that's why I like it. And it's like a perfect show to watch right now,
Mhm.
And you see, Watchmen's always been relevant in my opinion, No,
Yeah.
but anyway,
It
even
does.
like politically and the fact that like superheroes are all the hype right now, to see them kind of portray in a light of like a little bit of realism,
Yeah.
especially for that time. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe the movie, like I understand it's not all that,
But the
Um,
show is.
but the show and like the story of it, you know what I'm saying? What it's trying to say about society, religion, and all that stuff, politics.
Yeah.
It's what I really love, like that story.
Mhm.
But yeah, also the show is a perfect example of something you can watch right now. It's on HBO, so if you have HBO Max, now I want to watch it again. And the
Yeah.
Steelbook is coming out tomorrow, and I'm so excited to get it. But
Oh,
anyways,
you're gonna get it?
yeah, definitely. Like anything Watchmen, Audrey, I'm gonna get it.
Adding some comedic relief to this,
Please.
I watched I watched The Last Airbender, the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I subjected myself to it just because I wanted to see how bad it really was, and I've heard it's pretty laughable. I think I was slightly more annoyed than I was laughing. It was just so bad. I'm like, "Really, dude? This is
Yeah.
really, 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 really bad." Like, really, really bad. Like, I've been making fun of those scenes ever since. Like, I'm just like it's just such a oh my god. I don't know what M. Night was thinking. And
And
you know what's
especially for the show
interesting?
being so good, it's like, dude, he had a
Right.
lot to work with.
And they weren't even pronouncing the names correctly, which was getting on
Yeah.
my nerves. They were calling him Ong, and then like they were saying like Soka, and I was like, what the heck? Anyways, and I watched an interview. Well, we watched an interview with M Night to see what he had to say because I'm like, I really want to know like what did he have to say about this? Like, did he say like, you know what, I fucked up, like this wasn't my great. Obviously, he didn't because no one's gonna say that, you know. And he basically said that he was trying to go for a more foreign movie type of scenario where he says that foreign movies are like chopped really like weirdly, like they jump from scene to scene, which is what I was noticing in his movie. They did like something would happen and then it would just cut to like something completely different that didn't make any sense. And I was like,
Yeah.
what the heck? And he said that supposedly he's like, well, I it's because I drew inspiration from foreign films and this and that. And I was like, no, dude, I've seen a lot of foreign films and they don't look like that.
You should have drawn inspiration from the show, from the source material.
Right. You know, like there's a whole show that you
I
will see
understand if you're trying to make your stamp,
your
like
vision.
your direct vision,
Mhm.
but at the same time, when you're adapting something, you have
Yeah.
to adapt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it was just cast so badly. Like none
Yeah.
of the people were just it was just so bad.
And I'm pretty
So
sure those young actors, like, and again, like Dave Patel's in there, which he's fucking great, but they're just trying to, live and eat and get some cash, and
try to say that I was in a movie, but I'm just like, dude, it's just oh my god. And I finally finished watching the series and what a beautiful series. I really loved it.
check it out, Audrey.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, well, I got it when it came out like a month or two ago or something, but I don't want to rewatch it on Netflix. It says the 15th anniversary. I remember watching this in the fucking cable and shit. Now it's the
That's
15 years
crazy,
later.
dude. Oh my god. But yeah, what a beautiful show with a beautiful message too, I think. Towards the ending, I was kind of hoping. I was like, man, I was like, this movie, I keep forgetting that it's a kids show. I keep saying movie. It's a kids show. And I wanted more stuff to happen, but I was like, okay, I have to remember it's a
You'd
kid.
100% be a part of the Fire Nation on that.
Dude, but it was crazy. Like I the last part with like Azula and everything, I was like, man, shit got crazy.
I know.
But
I
yeah,
can't wait to rewatch it. And like I said, like I think I missed like in between. So like there's still a lot new for me. Like I'm excited for that.
yeah. But yeah, it's just a a great show and a great series. I'm really happy that I got to watch it. And I think it's funny because it resonates a lot too with everything that's going down. Like it's just crazy. Like man, everything kind
Yeah.
of just everything just kind of connects. but but yeah, it was definitely hard to watch the movie. I was like, man, this is really bad.
I applaud you for actually like taking your time and saying, okay, let me watch it. You know,
But I couldn't take it seriously. Like the dialogue between the characters and just no, just no. And I
but
was like,
something I can take seriously. Going back to Regina Hall, who was in Watchmen. I
uh-huh.
just seen this movie this year. If Beale Street Can Talk,
Oh
in
yeah.
another great movie by Barry Jenkins. Have you see? Did you see it?
I haven't seen that one, no.
I seen it. Again, like I barely saw it this year, and it's just fuck, man. Barry Jenkins, he's like up there already for me. He just makes beautiful movies. Like they look great, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
just you know, it's heavy too, and obviously it's about what's going on right now too. But it just says a lot more. I think like he has a lot of um like personal, I guess not maybe like related to him, but he has a lot to say with that movie, and then it's great, and I'm so glad I own it. And surprisingly, it's not A24. Like I, for some reason, always thought it was an A24 movie. Maybe because Moonlight was, you know.
Yeah. Isn't oh, what's that other one called? Let me look it up. I thought that one was A24. But I think
Moonlight,
no. Let me see.
Ice Age. I'm just kidding.
No, The Last Black Man in San Francisco. That one.
Oh yeah, that one's A24. One of
Yeah.
my favorite films of last year. I think it's number 3. That
Mm-hmm.
one also. I mean, I guess yeah.
I haven't seen it. I've been wanting to watch
Oh
it
my
because
god, Audrey, watch it.
I believe it's on Hulu.
It was my third favorite film behind Parasite, and I don't want to say I'll say Waves, but I think I have to do some rethinking about that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it was just like personal, but again, like I have to. There's 2019. It's a hard year to say like fuck, like I said, you had Parasite, Jojo Rabbit,
Parasite just took it
1917.
though.
What happened?
Parasite just took it though. Like they took
Yeah,
the year. Like
fuck. I have never been so invested in the theater, Audrey. Like I've never like I was like glued. Like you know what I'm saying? Like oh man, that movie was so
at
fucking
one
great.
point, I think at one point I even like sat up. Like I was like this. I was like so into it. I was
You're
like,
just like
fuck.
fuck.
Like, hold on, trying to get like really close to the screen. Like, what's happening?
Do you think Bong is one of those directors now? Like when he has a movie coming out, like it's going to be an event. Like oh fuck,
It's
no
gonna
Bong
be
Joon
an event.
Ho. Yeah, it's like oh my god, like he's releasing something else. You know, like
I don't
Wes
know.
Anderson or
I don't know. I feel I want to say yes, but for some reason I feel like even after giving us such a great movie like that, some people still don't. Some people still don't fuck with foreign films or foreign directors. As sad as it is, even though he brought it to the masses and he showed us what he can do and he fucking killed it,
yeah.
you know. There's
That's
people.
very hard to do, to bring a foreign film like that with subtitles and everything like that and stars that we don't really know to like the mainstream America like it was, you know?
Yeah, there's people that still won't think about it. Like
Well, I
they
have to repeat
won't.
it. What? Like I gotta admit that once I started seeing a lot of more foreign movies, I started to realize that like a lot of foreign directors and stuff like that, like it's just a lot of storytelling out there that I haven't seen before, like in those specific ways, you know, like it's just like shit. Like for me, it's like, oh my god, I just hit the jackpot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You discover a whole different narrative, and it's funny because Ben's least favorite genre is foreign movies, and I want to say close to horror being one of my favorites. Foreign definitely is up there. I love foreign films, and he said that he likes that because he's like, well, I feel like now you can kind of introduce me to foreign movies that you like that are important or that you really enjoy. And now he has more of an open mind to it.
yeah,
You know, it's more like okay, like I'll
that's
watch
all
it.
we're trying to do here on the Real Talk, man.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like I said, I feel like it's sad, but a lot of people still don't get excited for movies like that.
I feel
It
you.
takes
And I know what you're trying to say.
it takes social media. It takes people like that are, cool or whatever to be like watch this movie, and then people are like, oh, okay, which is sad because I feel like if you like movies, you should just be open to watching pretty much anything, which is what we've always said here on the Real
Yeah.
Talk, that you should always kind of go into film with an open mind. And yeah, but I really hope that Bong Joon-ho gives us more stuff to watch.
And I haven't even seen his earlier stuff. And I
Well,
really want to. I've literally just seen Snowpiercer, the one about the hippo. I'm forgetting about it. Ocha,
yeah.
and now Parasite. And I really wanted to get into his older work. Because a lot of people say, like, that's his best. So I was
Hmm.
like, damn, like, if Parasite wasn't his best, like,
Well, yeah, because like I said, it's telling. Like if Parasite hit it with the mainstream, then his other stuff, yeah, I probably do believe it probably was a lot better. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because if you look back at directors' older work, you miss things because they become big with one movie, and you're like,
Mhm.
really? Like you didn't see his other stuff before that? Like shit. Even the short films, which is another thing that I was gonna say, I really enjoy about having because I got Criterion Channel again.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna pay for it because I want to see what they have. And what I really enjoy is that they have also short films from directors that I would never watch unless I actually physically buy the Criterion of one of their movies. Then maybe I'll get access to it. But I really
Yeah.
appreciate Criterion has those short films available
I
to you.
think Scorsese's short films, I think they recently got released on Criterion, like on physically. It was like, damn, like I want to see his earlier
Yeah,
works, you know? Because even
yeah.
something like for me, like in recent years, I barely watched Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, and it's like fuck, like I thought my favorite film from him was like The Departed, you know, or like
Well,
even
yeah, I know you really liked um The Departed. So would you say now it's changed for you?
yeah,
No.
Taxi Drivers. In again, I don't want to say it's in my top 10. It is technically, but like it's one of my favorite films now. And I see like even inspiration that like even something like Watchmen got from that movie, or even a Fight Club, you know, like a lot of my favorite films, like I see like they got inspiration from it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, like Robert De Niro for me he's like shot up way up there, you know, for like one of my favorite actors. Even Cape Fear.
Dude, isn't that movie crazy? You
Yeah,
watched it,
like
right?
yeah. And I was like, what
Yeah.
the hell? Him and Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
Like, damn, like
And people don't have this image of De Niro. Like when you think about him, people I think we talked about this before. It sounds like we have that people always think like, oh yeah, the guy from Meet the
Meet the
Fockers.
Fockers, yeah.
And I'm like, I remember him
What?
being a rapist that was crazy as fuck and yeah,
Yeah.
he's crazy, dude. That movie, I remember when I watched that movie, I was literally terrified of him. I was like, he looks
He's
terrifying.
so good in it though, too. It's like fuck, like all these performances.
So
Like I still
believable.
haven't seen King of Comedy though.
Oh yeah. No, in that one he's just so believable. He just takes it
Mhm.
to that degree. But yeah. So many so many good movies to watch.
Yeah,
Too many for a lifetime.
I know. Like we keep like I think we're distracting ourselves. We
I
keep
know,
just
dude.
mentioning.
I know,
Um,
and I think I'm gonna stop rewatching so many films just so I can have time to watch new ones. Cause that's the problem with me. Like when I find a movie that I really like I'll watch the shit out of that movie. And my mom always used to tell me that she's like, you would like rip the VHS tapes because you would just rewatch movies all the time.
and you
And I
hate
feel like,
rewinding it.
yeah. And I feel like I'm trying to back away from that because I'm like, you know what? I could be watching something that I've never watched before. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to stop that. Like I'm like, okay, if I've seen it, move on.
unless you haven't seen it in a while or something. Like for me, like Remember the Titans. Like I'll definitely like put it on or something. It's probably on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it is. It's most definitely. I think you should definitely rewatch that movie. It's such a good movie. Such great actor.
Denzel, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's the man.
But what about Django Unchained?
Oh yeah, I just rewatched that recently. You see, this is my problem. I rewatched that.
But I mean, if you watch Quentin, for me, it's like okay, it's like Quentin, you know, like.
No, because I could watch other movies that I haven't seen. Well, I'm trying to think. I think the only movie that I haven't seen from Quentin is
Jackie
probably
Brown.
Jackie Brown. Mm-hmm.
I started watching it up
And you,
until like, oh well, if you haven't seen it, I won't ruin it for you. But up until a certain person or character dies, I don't know why I stopped watching it.
you lost interest. You were like, yeah, whatever.
No, it's not that I lost interest. It's just like I don't know. Like I was just in a mood to watch it, and then I was just out of it, like or something.
Yeah,
Nothing is not good or anything, but it still remains to this day like the only Quentin movie I haven't seen.
yeah. No, I definitely when I rewatched Django, I was like, man, that was Leo's. I loved Leo's performance in
Oh
that.
yeah, he's so good in it. Everybody, Jamie Foxx. It's crazy to see that Will Smith almost got that role. It would have been interesting to see him, but then again, now that we see Jamie and like Christoph Waltz, you know, going at it with each other, like acting and stuff, and Christoph Waltz is great too. It's like that movie again. It's like one of those movies that's like hard to watch, but at the same time, it's satisfying, you know, because
Mm,
like of the ending and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I think he had an idea of Django and then Zorro meeting up. That
like
would have been
a
tight.
like clash between the both, like
Not like
the
a clash, but like them teaming up and stuff like that.
yeah. What's
That
it
would have been
called?
kind of cool.
No
Crossover.
lie. Yeah, that would have been that would have been
Because
dope to
Zorro
watch.
was dope. Like, and I recently just got it, the one with Antonio Banderas and Anthony Hopkins, like the first one. I rewatched it this year, and I was like, you know what, this movie's tight. I don't
I
care what people
haven't
say. I love this movie.
I haven't seen that movie since it came out, to be honest.
The
So
second one, not so much. Like Borat says, not so
that's
much. But
alright.
that's another gem right there, Borat. I
Dude,
fucking love that movie.
do you have it? I
No, I don't think it's on Blu-ray, but I
yeah.
definitely need to buy the DVD though, because I love that movie so
I think
much.
it's I think it's definitely a movie that I wanna rewatch. I haven't watched it in a long time. But no, I'm trying not to rewatch movies,
Yeah,
so
don't rewatch movies, Audrey. But
I'm trying to knock movies off of my watch list.
going off of Django, another movie, Black Panther is not really like per se like yeah, I think it does have a lot to say though, you know, especially with that character Killmonger, and it's kind of like what it has to say about like if a place like Wakanda did exist, how he wanted to kind of exact like revenge with all that technology, you know, like kind of show him, you know, in Black Panther and saying like, hey, like that's not, you know,
That's
the
not the
answer
way.
to all that justice and
Yeah.
stuff like that, you know. So I think it definitely has a lot to say, but it's more like, you know, more mainstream, and it does have like a lot of Marvel stuff in it. But that's one of the movies that I really enjoyed from Marvel. It's like in my top 10 MCU favorite films from the
It
MCU.
was really, really good. It was entertaining and I loved
Fruitvale
it.
Station.
Oh yeah, that one's another one. I've seen that. That was sad too. I watched it
Yeah.
and I remember I was like, "Whoa." I came out of the theater and I was just like, "Fuck."
Shook. Yeah.
Those movies always fuck me up.
Yeah. Because it's just like, again, it just hits you to the core and it just pisses you off and makes your blood boil. And just like that, this has been acceptable for so long, you know, like nothing has changed. But, anyways,
I was tearing up yesterday. I because my dad sent me Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On" because my dad loves music, and
yeah.
he always likes to send me oldies or movies that I grew up with that he grew up with, and he sent me that. He just sent me that. He didn't text me anything. He didn't write anything. He just sent me the YouTube link to the music video, and as soon as I opened it, I was like, "Oh fuck."
He got you. Your
I
dad
was
got
like,
you.
"Oh god!" I was like, "Dad, what are you doing to me?" But I completely understood what he was trying to tell me. But listening to those lyrics again, I'm just like, "Fuck, dude!" It's like, it's crazy that that song was written so long ago, and it hits now more than ever. You know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I was like, and I've been listening to it, and I'm like, dude, I can't. It's crazy. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think for me, anything that has to do with art is just always hits me. Like, if you want to get through to me, just send me a link to a movie or to or
Like
to
if we're trying
a
to talk to you, like send you a clip or a song, like, hey, this is
yeah,
what I'm trying to tell you.
like if you're ever trying to get a message across to me, just send me it like that.
So
A
what
message.
about like for Ben? Like if he's trying to like, hey, this is how much you mean to me or something. Like if you know.
I've always told him like I always tell him I was like I'm the type of like I like when people do mixtapes. Like I was always a big fan of mixtapes because I felt like that just said what you couldn't say sometimes, and it's deep and it's
Yeah.
nice. You know, it's just personal. It feels nice. I mean, I don't know if you've ever made a mixtape for anyone or a mix CD, but even when I give people
CD.
lists, a CD, yeah, it takes time, man. Like if you actually are taking pride in it, it takes
Yeah.
time. It takes time and
Like,
effort.
especially in the CD where it's like, fuck, I only have like 5 slots left or something because it will get full. You know, you would see how much
Yeah,
space on this you have and stuff.
you had to really think about it.
Kids right now, they're like, huh?
Well, yeah, 'cause now it's really easy because you can go on Spotify and make a playlist like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you put hundreds of songs on that shit. But back in the day, it was like you were sweating bullets. You were like, "Fuck! Like, what do I want to tell this person, or what do I want this person to think, or you know?" But
Like trying to tell a story with all the songs or something.
yeah. My mom was like, "Man, try doing it on a tape." She's like, "You
On
had
a
to like
tape,
flip that
yeah.
shit over, and then you had to like do it over songs that already existed, and then sometimes that would cut into the song that you wanted."
Yeah. Oh
So
man, those good old days.
yeah, times have definitely changed. But yeah, for me, that's always special. I love like I said, when I make a list for people, like when people ask me, like, "Hey Audrey, can you make me a list of movies to watch?" Oh man, I love that. I'm like, I take pride.
Good
I'm like,
boys.
fuck yeah. Like I'm like, I'll give you movies to watch. Like I take a lot of pride in that. Like I enjoy it. It's like a
Yeah.
piece of me anyway. So that's why if I've ever made you a list, you better watch those movies, John.
You gotta make me another one.
Yeah, because you probably
I've
that's the
made you a
first one.
list too sometimes.
Yeah, you have, I think, on the on
You
the
still
on
haven't seen
the
that one of those movies. Not just
You're
kidding.
a liar. No, I've seen some. I've seen some. But yeah. It's been crazy. It's been crazy talking about all this. It feels good though to kind of just talk to another person about it, you know?
Yeah, that's what I think I said this on my Blu-ray video haul. Like, you know, it's important right now to kind of stay in communication with your close friends and stuff like that because of everything that's going on. It could be a lot to kind of undertake and to kind of process, like you said. And it's just good for your mental health, you know, to kind of talk to people about what's going on because you can be like going through a lot and you don't know how to handle it, you know? So, and that's what I try to do too with some of my close friends on IG. Like, if I see their story, I'll just check in on them. You know, like, how are you really doing? You know, because it's one thing to say, hey, how are you doing? You know, but like, how are you really doing? You know, like, are you good? Like, do you need anything? You know, so that's really good.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree. It's important to talk about it because I feel like right now a lot of people, aside from anger, they also have a lot of fear, fear of the
Mhm.
unknown, fear of our future, fear of what's gonna happen, and it's like collective, like it's all that's in right now. So everyone's just kind of getting it, you know, whether you wanted to or not. Every time you open Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or Snapchat, it's everywhere. So
Yeah,
for me, I also take breaks. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just do something that I like, or I'm just gonna spend time with my cat or my boyfriend or whatever, you know, just
yeah,
to kind of, you have to remember that we're all still human, you know, and
yeah.
we're all going through it. Like we're all seeing everything happen and unfold before our eyes.
Like in Zombieland, they said you got to enjoy the little things sometimes. You know,
Yeah, for real. That's what it's about. I think, honestly, I think
I
that's
get you.
exactly.
Like in times like that, I just like chill with my nephews. You know,
Yeah.
and try to like hang out with them and just chill and kind of like the older one is funny to me already. Like he's 6 now, so like
Huh.
he'll have a full on conversation with you and stuff. So it's
For
like
real?
interesting.
Like
Yeah,
now,
like it's cool.
you're seeing his perspective
Yeah,
from. And it's really important, I think, and really nice to also spend time with kids because kids are just innocents, you know, like they have that innocence to them, and you
yeah,
can learn a lot about them. And there's this video circulating, and it's the cutest thing ever. I think you've probably seen it. It's been everywhere. There's like it's like a little black boy and another little boy, and they're like running towards each other, and they like hug, and then one of them shows his toy to the other one, and the other one's like, "Oh, like, dude, that's your toy? Like, that's sick," you know?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen that video.
It's just so cute, and
You
it
gotta send
makes
it to
me.
me.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, and it makes me have faith in humanity because it's just so cute. Like it's like it shows you that that hate isn't born with like you aren't
Yeah.
born. I don't think you're born with that in your heart. But yeah, it's a cute video. It's been circulating. I'll send it to you when I'll find it again.
Yeah. And especially too, like you said, it's important to talk to kids too, because a lot of the times they're still growing up and they don't know a lot of things, especially with this whole pandemic thing. Like I know it was like the saddest thing for me to hear my nephew say like, oh, like I miss my friends and I want to go back to school. And so you got to talk to him like, hey, this is what's going
Yeah,
on right now. And that's why like every now and then, like we try to like do something for him to kind of, keep his mind off things. Cause even though he's still young and stuff, but it's important, to kind of keep him like at ease and like, at peace, and kind of try to give them some like something normal.
yeah. Some sense of normalcy. Well, we actually just yesterday we went to a drive-by parade birthday thing that
Yeah.
was for my boyfriend's side of the family. His little niece was having her birthday. She's like 3 years old, and yeah, people. It was cool. People just drove by and had like confetti and water guns and just like posters, and it was nice to
Yeah.
just people actually show up for her and try and give her a nice birthday.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it was cool. And then even the neighbors, like I saw the neighbors were all clapping because yeah, people were like honking and everything. It was crazy. But yeah, it was definitely nice to see.
Definitely.
Dude, I'm
Um.
I'm like burning up. How hot is it in Cali?
Well, right now it's 87. I don't know why it went down. It was 90 earlier. Remember when we first started?
Yeah, it's
Like later on in the day, it's supposed to get hot, but I don't know if it takes account like this Alexa thing. Like, is it saying that's how hot it is in here in the room, or because I have the AC on right now? So
no, I think it. Well, I don't know. I don't know because that's true. You have it connected to your Alexa, but here it's 90, and it's gonna be 103. God damn,
uh,
on Thursday and Friday. Whew.
over there
I'm
it's like more humid, huh?
No, over
Or
here it's a drier heat. Like here, you
oh,
feel
okay,
like
yeah,
the sun is like, like roasting you like a chicken. Oh my god, that's why I want to move. I want to move so bad to like a colder climate, but I don't know.
I'm just trying to move. I mean, not to again to get too political. So
I'm just
I'm
trying
trying
to
to
go to
move
Mars.
out of the U.S. I'm trying to live in Canada or something. Like I'm being 100% right now. Like I
Dude,
want to live somewhere
yeah,
else.
yeah, no, it's really refreshing. I follow this channel on YouTube, and it's so funny how I came across this channel because I watch a lot of art channels. And one of these days, one time I just clicked on it because it looked aesthetically pleasing, so I clicked on it or whatever. And then I started following them because it's two twins, and they're from Germany. They're
Mhm.
twins, identical twins, and they share the channel, and they just make art videos and like yeah, they make art videos and they make like journaling videos and like stuff like that, like stationery. And
Mhm.
they don't show their face, they don't speak, like they keep themselves completely private, like they don't show anything. um and I don't know why it's the most pleasant thing to watch on my YouTube. Something about it is just so innocent. They're really young. I think they're like 18 or 19 years old, so they're still very young.
Yeah.
But I love seeing like their scenery because they live in Germany, but it looks so pretty. It looks like you're in a movie. And
Yeah.
um, their way of life is really really cool. I like how they show like everything about their vlogs and stuff. I just love it. Something about it just makes me so happy because, like I said, it just seems so innocent in a way, and
It
it's
almost seems like another world, right? Like
yeah, it's just refreshing. Like I'm like, man, that looks nice. And like their weather is really like picturesque. Like it's snowing, but it looks like fake snow because it's like really like pretty. And,
yeah.
like, I don't know, it's just something about it. It's really, really I like it. It just makes me happy. And I watch it sometimes just to relax because it just makes me feel like you said, like sometimes I'm in another place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I follow a lot of people like that live in like places like that are not in the US, and it just looks really different and nice. I enjoy it.
No, yeah, I definitely get you. Like I would always like every now and then like see those videos of like I said, like Canada, and it's so beautiful over there. Like it's
I
so like
know. You're
I don't know,
like,
like
what?
wildlife and like waterfalls and just like lush plant life. Like it just
It just
I don't
looks
know.
like
The girls are pretty too.
you're like, damn. Hey, you live in Cali. In Cali, supposedly that's like where all the pretty people live, all the attractive people live.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time it's like
It's like same,
yeah, it's like
same, but
I
different.
just want something different. Like you know, like
Well, yeah, that's why you have to go somewhere. Go to Hawaii.
yeah. Oh, I know. Hawaii was dope. My
Yeah.
dad kind of wants to go back, and I was like thinking about it just yesterday too. Like, what if I just go back? Because I'm not. I'm single. I don't have nothing. You know.
You should, dude.
I
Fuck
should
it.
just go like live my life in other
And you
states and
know
stuff.
what? My advice to you is if you want to leave, the sooner the better because the older you get, the more scared you get. And it's a damn shame because oh fuck, that scared me. I'm gonna
you're
turn on my
being
AC. Hopefully, it doesn't make too much noise.
you're being invaded.
Can you hear it really bad?
I can barely hear it.
Oh, okay,
I
we're good.
think.
Thank you. Yeah. No, we're good. Just leave it on because it's hot. I'm dying, and then I have the light like right here, so it's just worse.
Yeah, I know. If it wasn't for the AC, I'd be dying too because I have both lights like right here.
But what was I gonna say? It's a damn shame because when I was young, I was super ballsy, like in regards to moving places. Like I just didn't give a fuck. I was very like nomad. Like I didn't care. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. I
Didn't
didn't
you live in like Nebraska or like something like that? Or like,
no, you dork. I lived in Colorado.
oh, did you really?
Yes, I lived in
Denver?
Colorado Springs,
Mm,
and to this day, I think like what would have happened if I literally would have just settled down there and would have still been there because that
yeah.
place is picturesque. It's like it's like the cities that you see in those Hallmark movies, like where
Hmm.
people are like, "Hi neighbor, hi," like you're in the fucking like Truman Show. Like
Yeah.
that's what that shit is like. Like everyone is
Mhm.
super friendly, everyone's super healthy. They run. There's no TVs. Like people hardly had television over there. They didn't have air conditioning. Like it was just like one of those places. I lived right next to a hot springs, and it was the
Yeah.
coolest thing ever because you could see the steam come off, and it was dope. I'm like thinking, I'm like, damn, like why did I leave? Anyways, that's a whole different story. but but yeah, but now that I'm older, I think, well, what's stopping me now? Like, I mean, if as long as like Ben's down, like we could move anywhere. We don't have kids. I
Yeah.
mean, we
You
don't
don't have
have,
anything like holding you to that place, you know?
yeah, like we have pretty basic jobs that we could basically do anywhere. But for some reason, the older I get, the more scared I get. Like, I think about, like, damn, like it's hard to just start over. Or I think about my parents, or I think about,
Yeah.
like shit like that. And I feel like the older you get, the worse it gets. So, yeah, I think if you want to move, you should definitely just fucking go for it, dude. Just
The real talk from Hawaii.
that'd be
Live from
cool.
Hawaii.
We see John with a fucking coconut, like just sipping on
Coconut. Some
it.
girls in bikinis in the back. I'm living in a tiki hut and stuff.
Dude, that'd be cool. And then I could go visit. Well, I don't know about visit you because I won't get on the plane, but I could like find a way to get.
Oh, that's right. Ben would just have to sedate you, like, oh yeah, she's just
Just
sleeping, you
knock
know.
me out really quick. Be like, good.
Because I'm
Like,
pretty sure Ben is not scared of planes, right? Or
no,
like,
he's been to Hawaii.
oh really?
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. I gotta talk to him. Bring him on here. Nah,
Come on.
come on, but that's cool.
Yeah, no. So that'd be dope if you moved to Hawaii because I would definitely be like, all right, well, let's take a sleeping pill and I'll fly over there.
Like I said, over there again, it felt like a different world because everybody was a lot different and like nicer. Like there was no crime over there. Like people would literally like leave their phones like anywhere, like their cars unlocked with like money inside. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a different vibe over there. And like over there was like real beaches. You know what I'm saying? Where you see like the crystal clear water, like this different sand, and then you turn around and there's just like a bunch of plants like a bunch of lush life. And
You
here I've always
like in
like
Jurassic Park.
yeah. Oh, that's crazy because those movies are shot over there, and also Lost was shot in Hawaii, not the island that I was on, but it was shot over there, and I want to go to those
Yeah,
spots. Like that would
yeah,
be cool.
it looks dope. Like I'm telling you, like when what I see on YouTube and stuff, like it looks really nice. It just looks like there's like I remember I was watching a vlog of these people that live in Hawaii, and there was like a volcano like in their backyard, and I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. You good
But
there,
it looked
Audrey? You need
cool.
water or something?
Yeah, I have my water, but it looked really cool. Like it was nice, and like you said, the vibe is different. Like I'm telling you, like once you've been anywhere that's like not like a bigger place, like I said, even in Colorado, like it just felt really nice. People are super chill.
Yeah.
Like people, and then people like use the bus over there, or they walk,
Yeah.
bikes. It's just
Especially over there in Hawaii, because like you can literally drive around the whole island in like less than 3 hours. Like, and again, it was not like one of the main islands. It was Kauai, so it was like not. It didn't have like a big city.
yeah,
So it was cool to just like get away from all that,
yeah.
and just
And
be like chill.
I was reading a book recently. It's funny that we brought this up because I was actually just recently reading a book called Habits of Happy People, but it was like from Denmark, which is
Hmm.
considered one of the happiest places on the world, apparently, um, aside from Disneyland. But yeah, reading it, mostly what I got was like the people over there just appreciate, like we said earlier, they just appreciate the small things in life. Like people over there are like, when we eat, like we sit down and actually eat. We don't
Yeah,
eat it on the go. We don't eat in front of the TV. We don't eat like,
on our phones.
mindlessly. Like no, like they're like we literally take our food, sit on the table or on the patio. They like actually eat and like enjoy their conversation with whoever they're with. Or
Yeah,
like over there, they're like over there, like sharing a cup of wine or whatever is considered like relaxing. Like they kind of give each other the permission to relax. It's really weird because I feel like
yeah,
Americans, we think like we always have to be doing something. Like if we're not doing something, we're fucking up. We're lazy. Like if we're not doing something, we're considered lazy. You always have to be doing something because if you're not doing anything, then you're just wasting your time. But in
yeah.
other walks of life, people are very much like they take their relaxation seriously. You know?
'Cause that's good for your mental health too.
Yeah, it
I'm
really
pretty
is.
sure the lifespan over there is more too. It's longer. I mean,
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. But yeah, it's interesting to read stuff like that of habits.
for
Sorry, I
sure.
got distracted by the.
Are you in the comments now?
No, I'm not. I'm still not. I'm still not in the comments. No. But yeah. Whew. I'm just trying to catch my breath because it is really hot, you guys.
You were talking a lot too. Not like hey, but
Like,
you were
hey,
saying
can you guys shut up a bit? I'm just kidding.
no, no. But I want to quickly say too. Like I've been to Colorado, to Denver for like 2 weeks, but
Oh yeah,
for like work, and it was really nice over there too. Like even the cold weather, I really appreciated it because that was cold weather.
yeah.
Over here it gets like 50 and we're dying. Like oh my god, put on your jacket and like no, that was cold weather. I
Yeah,
know it's like that was, but it was cool to see like just like random lakes too. Just like random like nature stuff.
yeah.
It was cool, and the people were pretty cool over there in Denver too. And like I was in like Denver, it was one of the bigger cities. It was cool to see like the stadium there from the Broncos, and
Oh yeah.
and it was a lot of cool things, like a lot of like little theaters too. Like where I saw that movie Wildlife, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I love shit like that. Like it's nice for people where you can still go into like little movie theaters like that or museums. It's like you're taking a walk in the past. Like you're kind of like in the back in the day. A time
Yeah.
warp. I was like, there's a word for it. It's a time warp into the past. But yeah.
Does music do that to you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like it makes you reminisce about like a certain time, like when that song came on out on the radio or something.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, like for me, music is just as important as movies, and um, I get really emotional with music just because, like I said, you think about it and you kind of rekindle with your thoughts in the past, memories that you have, Or even like me going back and watching music videos when they still did like really cool music videos or whatever, when music videos were a thing.
Yeah.
It's really cool, you know? Or I love seeing live performances and like looking at the audience, because it's like like if you're listening to a song from like, I don't know, the 70s or the 60s or 80s, whatever, and it's cool just seeing the audience, you know?
Yeah, like how they were back then and stuff.
Yeah, and they're just completely like into it, you know? It's just crazy.
That was one of my favorite scenes in Bohemian Rhapsody, like the end.
Oh yeah.
That was
That
pretty
scene
cool.
gave people chills.
Yeah.
The movie that
When,
I've been wanting to rewatch. Oh, sorry.
no, what stadium was that? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Yeah, me either. But it was like for the AIDS thing, right? Like the AIDS benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of like the biggest concerts. It was huge, dude.
Rocket Man. That's one you've been wanting to revisit.
Rocket Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm
Wait,
trying
was that the one you were gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh
say
shit.
because I saw that it's on Hulu. And I was like, damn, I want to rewatch that. But I'm trying not to because god damn it.
It
I'm
was so
trying.
good though.
It
Joel
was.
Edgerton. No, Joel Edgerton. What's his name? Taron Egerton. He
Yeah.
was so good in that. And Elton John is just like Elton John, like like his music, like
He's just Elton John, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy he's still with us, and he got to see that movie, and
Sir Elton. Yeah, I
Sir
know.
Elton John. He's
Uh,
so classy as fuck too. He's always been like that, huh? About like his, being all out there and.
his demeanor, yeah. And it's funny because he's not shy. He doesn't shy away from calling himself out of being a bitch, or he's like, yeah, like I'm bitchy or whatever.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a diva. He's like the biggest diva. But yeah, that movie was great too, and I've been wanting to definitely rewatch it. But later.
Don't rewatch stuff.
Later.
No, but kind of what we were talking about. I don't know why I say kind of twice right now.
I want to kind of.
Kind of to kind of. But there's a list here that I got. Like there's a few movies, like I said, that kind of tie into what we were saying, but they're not really about that. Like X-Men to me was always about like the mutants, being like different and like them just wanting to be normal, and then I recently just watched that trilogy, and that's something that I really, really enjoyed about like Professor X and Magneto having that two perspectives.
Yeah.
And then knowing that Stan Lee did like wanted to make him like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, how they were kind of going for the same thing but at a different way.
Yeah.
And that's something I really need to dive into because I know a lot about Martin Luther King, but not about Malcolm X.
He's
So
not
I really
really
need.
talked about.
Yeah, like, but I know that he's really important as well. Like talking about Denzel earlier, I need to watch like a movie like that. But
Yeah.
also just do study on my own because I know like movies tend to like change stuff sometimes.
Yeah, Malcolm X was definitely someone that he isn't talked about as much as he should be, I think. He was very eloquent. Like if you watch interviews, he was such an eloquent speaker, and the way he got his idea across, some people didn't like it, obviously. But
Yeah.
I think what he had to say was also very, very important. But yeah, I definitely think you should do some more research on him. Because recently I was watching videos about him and I was just like really blown away. Because you're right, I mean, like I said, once again, I don't have anything to compare it to because I didn't really go to school, so I don't know if he was like a topic that was brought up. Because I know in school they typically bring up like Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they ever dive into him.
They did, but I'm not the like you didn't go to school, but it's like practically I didn't go to school either because
You didn't.
I was there, but I wasn't there.
And do
So
you
it's
regret
like,
that now? I was
what
gonna.
happened?
Do you regret that now? Like as an older person, do you regret not paying attention?
Oh yeah, like especially like history, and like in government and all that stuff. Like I remember paying attention, but at the same time, like I was a senior, so I kind of just wanted to have fun,
Yeah.
But now, like growing up, like damn, I really wish I would have paid attention to like government and economics and history because it's something that I felt like the grade schools and stuff like that actually is useful. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of I mean, that's a whole nother conversation too about the school system, but especially because I find myself doing a lot of that research now. You know, and like a lot of stuff that like, oh, we learned that in school. Like, well, I
You're like,
didn't. You know, yeah, like I'm behind. Like if I take a test, like, oh, you're supposed to be in the 7th grade, John. Like, fuck. But
It'll be taken back.
I
Yeah.
know I'm gonna try to take a test like that to see where I am. You know,
I know math wise, I am really bad, but
fuck.
I remember I took a placement test for college, for English, science, writing, stuff like that. And I placed pretty high. Like I didn't have to take any of the classes, you know, to what do they call the basics?
Yeah, like intermediate or something like that. Like
I didn't have to do any of that for those, but for math, they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to start."
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like me too. Like when I went to college, I think I took some of those tests or something. But for the math class, I literally had to go back to like algebra.
Yeah.
It's like the basic shit. It's like what the fuck? But
addition and subtraction.
it's like how do you do division? For me, is kind of hard to be honest. It's like fuck.
Yeah. Oh, you know which movie I also recently rewatched was Stand and Deliver with Edward James Olmos again.
Yeah, that's another movie. I've seen it, but I haven't seen it like a lot. You know.
Yeah, that's also such a great movie. I love that movie. Yeah, it's also one of the ones that I grew up
Blood
with.
in, blood out.
You always tell me that, and I think that's one of my least favorites.
Oh, like from those movies.
Yeah, from those like Chicano movies.
It's because I think that's the one I rewatched the most.
That's interesting.
And I have it.
For real?
Yeah.
I remember my dad made me watch it, and I was like, "Why am I watching this?" Oh yeah, yep, there it is.
It's in my.
I mean, I always thought the guy was hot. What's his name? That actor? The.
You think these guys are hot?
Hell yeah, dude! Hellraiser.
Wait, I don't know who this guy is.
I don't know why I was always yeah, I see him. I don't know who that is.
Simon the Wish. I think he's the Wishmaster. But I haven't seen any of these, the puppet ones. But I remember watching this and getting freaked out by him. Like the puppet master, like fuck that.
I don't know what that says about me that I found Pinhead very attractive. I was like, what does that say about me?
You know what? I can see similarities with him and Ben. Imagine.
I don't know why. Like I was like, I'm pretty sure I shouldn't be attracted to him, but for some reason I am. I don't know why.
Maybe that's your other side, Audrey. But
like I said, I love horror movies, but it's weird. But yeah, I was talking about that other actor, the one that comes out in Blood In, Blood Out.
Benjamin Bratt.
Benjamin Bratt?
Yeah.
Oh, his name's Benjamin.
Benjamin Bratt. Oh, like Ben.
Yeah.
Is Ben's name Benjamin?
Yes.
El Gallo Negro, no?
Yeah. That's funny. And there's another one called My Family or Family with what's his name? Yeah, with oh god, what's his name? He comes out in that show. Let me look it up.
I know exactly who you're saying.
You know who, but you don't know his name, huh?
No, because you said, what's that guy's name that comes out in that show? Huh?
This guy, look. He's Jimmy Smith. He's big.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy Smith.
Oh shit.
He comes out in Star Wars as well.
Edward James almost comes out in this one too. Wow. I'm telling you.
Jimmy
this
Smith.
movie, did you ever watch this one?
No, but I seen it too, like in like the list of like those movies, like the Chicano movies.
That's funny. Oh my god. I tell you.
But also this is all I had something right here. I don't have Corona. I don't have but anyways,
No.
But that one movie I've been telling you to watch, that's all I'll tell you. That it kind of has similarities with this, and it's called Freaks.
Oh,
that movie. It's kind of if once you watch it, you'll be oh okay, now I know why it's related.
People freaking out over people that are not the same as them.
Yeah,
different.
Also, District 9.
Dude, you know which one I've been thinking about recently? Elysium.
Elysium, yeah.
With the
Right.
whole
They're literally like the higher end people are like above us.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. And I've been thinking about it, especially with all this talk of Elon Musk and Mars and him fucking, which is another big thing that's happened recently. He
Also,
launched-
Alita, they have like the, they always want to go to like the.
yeah. I'm like, fuck, dude.
That's probably gonna happen in the future,
We're
dude.
gonna leave to
Like
Mars.
the Earth is just gonna go to shit. Kind of like that show, 100. I don't know if you've seen it, the 100. It's like literally something goes down on Earth that we have to leave, and then like 100 years later, or I think it's like sometime later, like they send like some of the criminals down to see if it's okay to, It's actually a pretty cool show. My brother's been watching it for a long time. It's like this last season right now that's airing.
Yeah.
I couldn't really get into it. I don't know why, but I want to give it another shot because it's interesting. But,
I watched the first 2 seasons and then they lost me after that.
oh, you've actually seen it?
Yeah, I've seen like
Oh, okay.
seasons, yeah. Yeah, the first 2 seasons and then after that I was like, nope, I'm done.
Okay.
But yeah.
So it's not just me.
Yeah, no. I couldn't get into it for some reason after that second season. I was like, no. But who knows, maybe I'll like it if I rewatch it now.
What was I gonna say? I stole this list from Alex.
Wow.
The one I'm gonna tell you about right now because he actually told me about. I don't know if he wants me to say this, but we're all pals here. So he wanted to start like a little like film club about watching films with black directors and black actors and like same kind of the same thing we were talking about. But he wanted to watch like, hey guys, let's watch this movie, And I think he had a double feature night last night with Menace to Society, or no, Boys in the Hood and Do the Right Thing.
Oh, yeah.
So that's another thing right there. Another movie, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. Hold on, like Juice, Malcolm X, Harriet, which is another newer one. Yeah, there's a lot of other like Love and Basketball and stuff like that. I think I already said Juice.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's actually really cool. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
I'd be down. Another one that I just thought about was She's Gotta Have It. That one I think is on Netflix.
She's Gotta Have It.
Well, they made a show. I'm sorry. They made a show, but there's a movie about it, but there's also a show that I think is on Netflix.
And you say watch the movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen the show, but the movie is really, really good. But yeah.
For sure. But Audrey, I don't know if you have anything else to say. I don't know if you want to look at the comments now.
Oh, did you want me to? Well, you've been looking at them, huh? Sorry, guys. I haven't really been in the comments. I don't know. John has.
Well, I've seen some of them, and they stopped for. I think they got the point that we weren't going to look at the comments until like the latter part of the show. But it's like this is literally like already the latter part of the show.
Thank you.
Quick for you.
Sorry, I'm just reading through all of them. So many great comments. I really, really love that people come in here and show us some support.
Yeah, we'll come back tomorrow and just have like a viewer show.
American X. ¿Qué pasa, Mufasas? Let me see. What's your most depressing movies? Do you want to?
Oh man,
some fucked up ones, dude.
Like I said, like depressing as in like overall depressed, or like depressed because of like an injustice, or like love.
There's different levels of, but I mean, I guess if you're depressed, you're depressed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's funny because for me,
The Green Mile, that's one I haven't seen with Tom Hanks.
Really?
But yeah, I know with Michael Clark Duncan as well, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it, unfortunately.
This was actually a prompt for the movie challenge that we were doing, which I'm behind on. I have to catch up.
I'm behind.
Yeah, I'm really behind.
I remember one day I did like 3 movies.
Yeah, you were just like boom, 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 boom. Um, but what was I saying? Oh, that the for the prompt, I think I chose Requiem for a Dream, and
Oh yeah, that one's pretty
yeah, it was pretty gnarly. And for
gnarly.
many, I can think of 1,000 other movies that are depressing, but that movie for me, oh my god, I just remember I was like, afterward, I had to like literally like watch something uplifting because I was distraught. I was like, this is such a movie. It's a heavy, heavy movie. It deals with
Yeah.
things that you don't even know that you're dealing with. Because I feel like the whole thing of the mom. Well, you've seen it, right?
Yeah. And the drugs and all that.
Yeah, the movie, the mom. I mean, and the drugs, and it's just, oh my god, it's so.
That's
It's
another movie like I've seen and I don't want to see again. It was like you said, it's just so heavy and it's just like, damn, like Darren always makes movies like that. Like Mother, for me, that's one that I understood what he was. I own it. I appreciate a lot of facts from it, a
Mhm.
lot of the filmmaking and stuff.
That one,
But it's
a
just
lot
like,
of
damn.
that one, a lot of people made. I don't want to say made fun of. They didn't make fun of it, but they were kind of like mad about it. But I think it's
Mhm.
because they didn't understand it. But they were
Yeah,
basically saying that Darren just was like going for the factor of being like, ugh, like, oh my
shocking
god,
and stuff like
shocking,
that.
disgusting, or whatever. And he didn't really have any substance behind it. But I don't think that at all. I think he did. It's
No,
another movie
yeah,
that I won't rewatch over and over again.
there's a lot of like stuff from like the Bible in there too, like obviously Mother and like the Mother Earth and stuff like that, kind of like a
Yeah.
metaphor for all that stuff. And like I under like I said, I understood what he was going for, and like I appreciate it to kind of try to, and I don't think he was trying to be pretentious just to be pretentious, even though a lot of people will probably think that, but it was just hard to watch. I don't know. I just was like, fuck, man, like I want to be happy right now. Maybe that's what I wanted. I just wanted to be like happy at the moment, and I was like, "Fuck, this movie's not letting me." But I don't know.
Another movie. I was actually going to talk about this movie before, but the
Mhm.
reason that I didn't is because this movie, it causes a lot of like shit, I guess is the best way to say it. um it's a movie that was banned. I think it's still banned in Australia, I believe.
Oh,
Last
that's
I heard.
right. You were gonna tell. I heard you say something about a movie being banned, but you didn't say
Oh,
it.
that terrified me. Sorry, it's because Ben opens the door and it just sounds so scary. Um,
He comes in like the guy from Seinfeld,
like Kramer.
Kramer.
Yeah. But anyways, this movie is so fucked up, and it's called Salo. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Salo?
Yeah.
No.
Um, but yeah, it's a pretty fucked up movie. It's also it deals with just fascism and people in power. Basically, it's like a group of men that are in power. They like kidnap a group of boys and girls, young, like super young, not like super young, but like teenagers, I guess. And they just submit them to like torture, like horrible, horrible
Oh,
torture,
shit.
and they just like rape them and just horrible, horrible, horrible things. But it's considered just a very, very brutal movie to watch.
Yeah.
Honestly, the fact that I even watched it, like I said, it's one of those movies that makes me like judge my character. I'm like, why am I watching this? But the reason that I want to watch it was because it supposedly had a story. Oh my god, it's we're still live, you know.
Huh?
We're still live.
Am I allowed to come out yet?
No, sorry, you guys.
Get back up, John.
We're still live for real.
You won't let me come out.
Oh my god. Anyway,
He needs to live his life,
I
Audrey.
know he was like already trapped in the room. But yeah, anyways, I'm trying to talk about this serious movie, sorry.
It
Uh
reminds me of City of God. I don't know if you've seen that
yeah, I've
movie.
heard of that one, but I've never watched that one. But the reason my point with to this movie was I always think about the ending. Out of everything, the whole movie is just horrible to watch, but the ending, I'm just like, damn, because they're like subjecting someone in the other room. They're putting
Yeah.
someone through torture, and in the ending, these two guards, they start dancing and they just they have a conversation. Like he asked them, like I think like, oh, what's your girlfriend's name? And they're just kind of like showing, kind of like they're trying to. I guess I don't know. The way I received that message was like they were kind of turning a blind eye to the horrors that were happening in the next room.
And sometimes like we unconsciously do that with what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like they were like, fuck, like they could hear this person screaming and just horrible, you know? And they were like, we need to do something to take our minds off of it. So we're just going to dance, or we're just going to have a conversation like none of this is happening. So it's a movie that's very difficult to watch. And I say this because I know people watch this.
And you said it was banned.
It was banned in Australia. Like I said, I don't know if it still is banned, but Criterion has it on its collection. I'm pretty sure you can buy it, the Criterion of it. But I say this, like, if you're going to go and watch it, just please know that, yes, it is a very disturbing movie that has horrible things in it.
Yeah.
But I just want to give that disclaimer, like, because I know people, like I said, watch this, and I don't want any young kid to watch it and get traumatized, you know?
Attack of the Cat Part 2.
I'm so sorry, you guys. This is Church. This is Church.
What up, Church?
He's named after Church.
Winston Churchill.
No, he's named after Church from Pet Cemetery, which I think is so funny because I tell people, they'll be like, what's his name? And I'll be like, oh, it's Church. And they're just like, oh. But they don't like ask me like why or anything. Yeah. They're just like,
Sure. Like my cat has the obvious name Oreo because it's black and white.
Yeah. But Church, everyone's like, Church? Like, what the heck? My best friend, he didn't even ask me. He was just like, oh, okay. He was like, cool beans. But yeah, that was the last movie that I want to talk to you. And it's a scene that has been running through my mind a lot too, with all of this happening. I've been thinking about it a lot. How the circumstances. And it's stuff that really happens, but yeah, you know, it's tragic and it's horrible.
Not, you know, put in the media and all that stuff.
Yeah. But like I said,
I'm pretty sure a lot of other stuff, like even today, like I was talking about this to one of my friends. It's like we think we have it bad here in the United States with COVID, you know, but I'm pretty sure like third world countries that like are already struggling and they were hit with COVID too. It's like, fuck, I don't think we've heard from them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's like, I hope everybody's doing okay, you know? We're just living in crazy times. Like, you know how everybody was messing around. Oh, like, you know, in February there was this, March this, you know?
It's like, damn.
Like May was, again, like a lot of COVID stuff, but it didn't go out with the fucking, you know, without, you know, adding something to the whole series, the saga of 2020. It's like, man, like we are literally living a movie, you know? Like, it's just, like, I wonder what happened this month. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, tune in next time on, you know? Like, I don't know.
You can just hear the narrator's voice. Tune in next time on Earth 2020.
Like, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah, it's really, really, really bad. But yeah, I hope everyone stays safe. And I'm sending a lot of love to everyone right now. That's the only way that I know how to deal with it. I just kind of think, you know what, I send love every day to everyone, you know, and
positive vibes, love.
That's just the way that I know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. I feel like my cat's gonna jump on the keyboard.
Just gonna end the video stream.
Like, all right, that's enough. I'm hungry. She has to feed me now.
Yeah. No, but I think we had a, you know, solid conversation, and we know, again, we were trying to, you know, not get too political and too, you know, into like what's going on right now, and just try to remind people like about movies and stuff like that. And I don't think there was like a big movie story other than, you know, we talked about it last week. I think the Snyder thing was still been, you know, Henry Cavill might come back as Superman. You know, like I love that. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll be back next week, hopefully in, you know, our normal selves somewhat, in the sense of like, hey, let's just talk movies and chit chat, you know, try to get our things going on
Well,
in the
we just
world.
wanted to address it because it is important to address it. We can't just pretend that it's not happening, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is always the place where we want to talk about movies because we all have that in common, that we all love that. And it's our escape, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy that we got to chat.
Yeah.
So we'll be back next week.
Yeah, next week, Monday, at the same time, like 12-ish, like I always say to Audrey. We used to say 12 on the dot, but now it's always like 12-ish. But yeah, if you guys have some time next Monday, come join us, talk more movies. I'm going to be trying doing another video later on this week, a Blu-ray related too, because I know a lot of people like that stuff. So stay tuned if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And like Audrey said, just, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. Just, try to focus on your loved ones, and being there for your family and friends, and just waiting it out, taking day by day, and just remember the important things in life. Like we said earlier, try to enjoy the little things, like church in the background, chilling.
Yeah. He's just a happy camper.
Yeah.
Just a cat.
Yeah, we got to remember to stay strong and fight for what's right,
Yeah.
and stand up for what we believe in. But yeah. All right, Audrey. We'll see everybody next week, guys. Stay safe. And I keep wanting to say we'll see you at the movies, but we can't.
We'll see you when we come back.
Yeah. When we come back next week. And like I always say, watch more movies.
Yes.
New movies, Audrey.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Be safe.